You know what nobody tells you about adulthood? It's not that it's hard. It's that you can do everything right and still feel like you're drowning. And the worst part is, you're supposed to smile through it. When we were younger, we thought adulthood meant freedom. We thought once we got there, once we hit 18, 21, 25, everything would click into place. We'd have our lives figured out. We'd know what we wanted. We'd feel like real people. But here's the truth they don't put in the brochures. It feels like being lost in a place everyone else seems to know their way around. And the strangest part? Everyone around you looks fine. They look like they've got it together. So you start to think, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who feels this way. Let's talk about the lies. The subtle ones. The ones we believed without question. Lie number 1. Adulthood equals freedom. We thought we'd finally get to do what we want. Make our own choices. Live on our terms, but freedom doesn't feel like we imagined. It feels like 100 decisions you're too tired to make. It feels like choosing between paying rent and having a social life. It feels like being free to fail, quietly, alone. Lie number 2. Success equals happiness. Get the degree. Get the job. Get the apartment. Except you get those things and you still feel empty. You still feel like something's missing, but you can't name what. Lie number 3. Hard work always pays off. Because you did work hard. You do work hard. But the world doesn't hand out trophies for that. Sometimes you work yourself to exhaustion and still fall behind. Sometimes the people who barely try get further than you, and nobody teaches you how to live with that. Lie number 4. Being busy means you're winning. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We brag about how little we sleep, how much we juggle, how packed our schedules are. But here's what nobody says. It just means you don't have time to notice you're not. So let's talk about the reality. The stuff we all feel but never say out loud. You sleep 8 hours and wake up exhausted. It's the tiredness of carrying things you can't put down. Expectations, disappointments, the weight of trying to be okay. You miss people while still talking to them. You can text someone every day and still feel like you've lost them. Because proximity isn't closeness. You feel behind in life. They're getting engaged, buying houses, building careers, traveling the world. And you're just here, wondering when your life is supposed to start feeling like a life. There's this silent pressure to have everything figured out. Nobody says it directly, but you feel it. The quiet judgment when you say you don't know what you're doing. We're supposed to have 5-year plans, dream jobs, clear paths, but most of us are just guessing. You feel lonely in crowded rooms. You can be surrounded by people and feel completely isolated. Because loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about smiling when someone asks if you're okay, even though you're not. It's about feeling like nobody really knows you anymore, not even yourself. When was the last time you felt genuinely okay? Like you could breathe without thinking about what comes next. Most of us can't either. Everyone is struggling quietly. The people who look like they have it all together. They don't. The ones posting perfect lives online, they're filtering out the breakdowns. We're all pretending. We're all performing a version of ourselves that looks more capable than we feel. And the tragedy is, we're all so good at it that we fool each other. Social media hides reality. You're measuring your worth against curated moments that don't represent real life. And it is making you feel like you're failing at something that was never real to begin with. Growth feels uncomfortable and lonely. That healing means sitting with things you've been avoiding. That changing means outgrowing people you thought you'd know forever. Growth doesn't feel triumphant while it's happening. It feels confusing, isolating, like you're doing something wrong. But you're not. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. You don't have to know where you're going. Being lost isn't failure, not motivation, not hustle, not pretending everything's fine. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You're learning how to be a person in a world that doesn't come with instructions, and that takes time. It's getting out of bed when you don't want to. It's choosing to try again after you failed. But they matter. Every moment you thought you couldn't handle, you did. You're still here. That's everything. I'm not going to promise you some magical moment where it all makes sense. But I will tell you this. You're allowed to not have the answers. And you're still worthy of kindness. You don't have to have it all together, one breath at a time.